Good evening. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Gochi?
Here.
Mizek?
Here.
Janutus?
Here.
Fluharty?
Here.
Saunders? Roach?
Here.
Speaks? Yes, it is.
Councilman Saunders may be here late if he gets here, but we'll get to that. But do we need to excuse him? Don, can I have a motion to excuse Don? By Janutus, second by Fluharty. Call the roll.
Gochi?
Yes.
Mizek?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Roach?
Yes.
Speaks?
Yes.
And council, you have the minutes of the work session of March 18th, 2019. Any corrections to those? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance? By Rhodes, second by Zach. Call the roll.
Gochi?
Yes.
Mizek?
Yes. Oh, abstain.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Roach?
Yes.
Speaks?
Abstain.
And you have the minutes of the regular meeting of March 18th, 2019. Any corrections to those? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance by Janutus, second by Spinks. Call the roll, please.
Gochi?
Yes.
Mizek?
Abstain.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Roach?
Yes.
Speaks?
Abstain.
And you have the minutes for Ward 1 and 4 meeting of March 25th, 2019. Any corrections to those? Seeing none, motion for acceptance by Mezak, second by Rhodes. Call the roll.
Gochi?
Yes.
Mizek?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Roach?
Abstain.
Speaks?
Yes.
No presentations tonight. Under old business, ordinance number 9679-19.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to contract with LPV Productions, Inc. for videotaping services for council meetings and state of the city addresses and declaring an emergency.
Before I ask for a motion, Mike Malice is on vacation, so he won't be here tonight, in case you're wondering. We don't need to formally excuse him, but he's finally enjoying some family time that he certainly deserves. Can I have a motion for suspension by Spinks, second by Janutus? Call the roll.
Gochi?
Yes.
Mizek?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Roach?
Yes.
Speaks?
Yes.
A motion for third and final by Mezak, second by Rhodes. John, you want to?
This is just a, we thought council desired and any administration desired to hire a company to hire some of its, tape its public meetings for just some, for the public to be open and transparent. And this company gave the lowest and best quote for the service. So the administration would recommend that you pass the ordinance.
Thank you. Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Gochi?
Yes.
Mizek?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Roach?
Yes.
Speaks?
Yes.
Resolution number 2532-19.
Authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with the Oak Group for additional master plans services and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension by Mezak, second by Rhodes. Call the roll.
Gochi?
Yes.
Mizek?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Roach?
Yes.
Speaks?
Yes.
And motion for third and final by Fluharty, second by Spinks. Any questions on that? You want to
I just briefly, this is at the recommendation of our building official to hire an additional examiner due to a delay. Well, he needs some, to expedite some services that his other provider can't seem to provide, so he would recommend that we pass this ordinance, as does the administration.
Any questions? Seeing none, call the roll.
Koji?
Yes.
Mezek?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Ordinance number 9680-19.
An ordinance to levy assessments for delinquent water bills in the city and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension by Rhodes, second by Mezak. Call the roll.
Koji?
Yes.
Mezek?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Janutus.
Yeah, this ordinance, we do twice a year for the water assessments, those that are delinquent, and we'll assess them to the county auditor for collection. Ask council to approve it this evening so we can get that in for the July bills.
Good. Questions? Call the roll, please.
Koji?
Yes.
Mezek?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Ordinance number 9681-19.
Amending ordinance number 961718, entitled chapter 906, entitled Use of Public Ways for Small Cell Wireless Facilities and Wireless Support Structures of the City of Bedford Code and declaring an emergency.
I have a motion for suspension by Spinks, second by Janutus. Call the roll.
Koji?
Yes.
Mezek?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Mezak, second by Rhodes. John?
Yeah, just briefly, it's last year's, the House, they passed House Bill 478, which limited our ability to regulate the small cell structures that are going to be probably going to be installed in the near future. And the Federal Trade Commission also limited our ability to regulate these structures, but we did want to enact an ordinance to allow us to have some control over it, and we do have some control over it with the passage of this ordinance and the guidelines that will accompany it. It's basically, they've limited our home rule power again, but we still have some areas where we can control these structures, and we would recommend passage tonight.
And we can collect fees for them to have it too.
Yes, which are limited to, I think, $250, but still, we're taking what we can get, I guess.
Questions? Call the roll, please.
Koji?
Yes.
Mezek?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Ordinance number 9682-19.
This is an ordinance amending ordinance number 957618, authorizing the city manager and the chief of police to enter into an agreement with the Village of Orange for use of the Bedford City Jail facilities and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension by Rhodes, second by Mezak. Call the roll.
Koji?
Yes.
Mezek?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Fluharty. John?
Yeah, this is just amending our jail contract we currently have with the Village of Orange. We're basically renewing it for another year, and again, this is only, we only allow other villages or cities to use our jail if we don't need we have the space available so that we can, we make a little money on it, that's why I have an empty jail space. So it's basically to make some money and provide the other communities a service that they don't have facilities to house people that are up to code and have handicap access, so they are required to either contract with someone who does like ourselves. Solon also has facility, Bedford, or the county, basically. There's one in North Royalton too, I believe, but, the communities that come to this court tend to contract with our facility, because it's easier for them, to bring the prisoners before the court, either in person or via our video system. So this is just renewing that contract. We would recommend you pass it.
And I think it's been a positive thing for our police department to make a little money on it to help.
It reimburses our costs. I don't think we really make money in this sense, because we have all the jailers and everything that we have to pay for, and food. But we're not responsible for the medical, which is why our rates are lower than other entities. So it does help with our jail facility when we're not using it.
Yeah, not paying medical is a big thing. Call the roll, please.
Cochi,
Yes.
Mezak,
Yes.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Rhodes,
Yes.
Spain.
Yes.
Before we get into reports, Joyce, good to see you here. Haven't been here for a while, and we appreciate you stopping in. No report from the city manager, Mr. Law Director.
No report either. I believe the Indians won, for those of you who don't know. But I'm sure someone will fill you in on the score there.
Mr. Finance Director.
Yeah, just a reminder, April 15th coming up. I expect a lot of people coming in to get their taxes prepared yet. The online system has some people using it, but not as large as we used to, so I expect more people to be coming in. Don't wait till the last minute. It's going to be very, very busy in this city hall in that last week. So sooner the better. Get in, file. If you haven't done so, get so immediately. And of course, don't forget to pay. Penalties are state mandated now. They're not city mandates. So if payment is not made on time, the penalties will apply and the interest. Sooner the better. Get that all in. End of my report.
Thank you. So Mrs. Mezak.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. It's nice to see everybody here. First off, I'd like to thank my colleagues here on the podium, or on the dais, and also you, the voters. I wasn't here for 3 of these past meetings, from February till now, due to illness in my family of my husband, who is starting to get back on the road to recovery, and hopefully we'll get him home soon. But I wanted to say thank you for not just wondering where I was. I had explained what happened, so that was the story. Our ward meeting went very well. We had a nice crowd. We had more than four people. From Ward 4, we had actually 12, and I was really glad, because normally Ward 4 is present, but they'll call or they'll stop by and air their ways with me, and we get the message across, and we do the best we can to help them attend that other way. And I feel by them not being here, they haven't let me down, but they also feel that I am serving them well as their council person. We do have a little bit of graffiti possibly that we could check into. It's at the upper end of the tracks on the Wheeling side. I guess they have like an electrical box there. Somebody left some little red signature of their graffiti or their being there for that reason. And also, the curb at Lee Road South and Turney Road, just before you approach Colony, on the right side going east, before you get to the Welcome to Bedford sign, is all broken up and has to be repaired, possibly in the spring or whenever the service department can take care of it. And other than that, Ward 4 is doing pretty good. Spring has sprung, but now we got sidetracked and we had snow again, so we can't check out the properties too well right now until the snow melts. But thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Janutus.
Well, thank you.
Well, since it's April Fool's, I can't remember ever having a meeting on April Fool's, so maybe I shouldn't give a report because someone's gonna say, oh, that was April Fool's. So I think I'll just pass today.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Fluharty.
April Fool's, wait a minute, no.
Too late.
I think it was April Fool's when I came back from Florida Saturday night. Yeah, it actually sat in, it was real. But the only thing I want to remind everybody or tell people, we got our ward meeting for me and Heather, you with me? Yeah. 3 and 5 will be next Monday at 7 o'clock. Is that what it is, 7 o'clock? And also remind everybody to follow the new trash guidelines. I'm sure everybody's been getting stuff on the news and the flyers and the water bills and things like that, I guess. You know, make sure you take them out the day you're supposed to, at 6 o'clock, not earlier, and make sure you pick them up. Don't leave them out for 2-3 days. We're gonna start citing these guys pretty soon, aren't we, on some of this stuff? Oh, we are already? Okay. That's what happens when you haven't been here for a week. I lost track. But just as a reminder, because it's something we've been working on. Other than that, in the report.
Thank you. Mrs. Rhodes.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming. I promise I have no April Fool's jokes for you today. So I would like to let you know that this Friday we're having our April 1st Friday. The theme is environmental. We're going to have Mark Beltowski, who is of Instagram fame. He takes pictures of the Bedford reservation, and he's also working on a documentary about the Bedford reservation, and he is going to be at Nature Stone displaying some of his photographs as well as showing some of the video of that he's shot for his documentary so far. We will also be having a rain barrel giveaway. If you're interested in answering a few questions about water and soil, you can be entered to win this rain barrel, which is legal to have in Bedford. So we will also have, of course, the free hot dogs and chips, as well as some, just some fun and interesting things that you can do. Just something to do on a Friday night if you're not doing anything else. So Saturday morning we will be having our puka pickup in Bedford downtown. We are hoping, if the weather holds for us, that we'll be doing both cleanup, and then after the cleanup, the hour of cleanup, we'll be working on putting the checkerboards on the stone tables down on the commons, which we will then be supplying chess and checker pieces for, so that people can sit and play chess or checkers down on the commons. And that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mrs. Spinks.
I can't believe anybody didn't give a final score of the Indians. 5-3.
We did.
You did, did you? I was sleeping. April Fool's. I was like, and don't forget, chipper service will start this week, sometime this week. So if you have any limbs, which I'm sure a lot of people do, because this last storm, I noticed the heavy snow broke off a lot of limbs of trees. So if you have any of that, make sure you call the service department and let them know, so they can put you on a list to pick it up. Talking about some dead trees and stuff that we've got in town. A lot of people, a lot of residents, I've had this happen a lot in my ward. A lot of people don't realize if you have a neighbor that has a tree that is rotted and looks like it's going to fall on your house or your property, what you need to do is you need to do a certified letter to the owner of the property. Now you have to do it, we can't do it. I know this because I've had several of this incidents happen. So I've learned this for the past couple of years. So you yourself have to get a certified letter, send it to the landowner, because if that tree was to fall on your house and you do not notify that landowner, if you're stuck with the tree, they won't be responsible for it. So you yourself have to notify the landowner that they have a tree. I have something going on things right now with that. It was a massive tree, and you can literally see there's such a big rotted hole you could see through. And so we've had to contact the landowner who lives out of town about that. So do remember, if you have a neighbor or something or next to you that has a tree, that you need to get a certified letter for that. Meals on Wheels, this time of year, coming up in the summer, like this time, a lot of people start going on vacation. So this is the time of the year around April, May, June, July. That's when we need volunteers, we need subs. Because it gets kind of hectic for Dynamont to be able to schedule, to get people to help out. So it's only an hour. Take your lunch break. That's usually when we deliver. So if you have an hour to spare, please contact Dynamont down at South Haven and volunteer. It's a wonderful thing. I've been doing it for about 4 years, and it's very gratifying. So we always need subs in the summer months. Well, sometimes in the winter months too. So if you want to do something really nice, that's something that you could donate a little time to, it would be mostly appreciated. End of report.
Thank you. I had a chance today to meet with our state rep, Woody Brent. You've seen her many times. I think she's doing a great job. She's certainly visible, and get to talk to her a lot. But one thing she brought up to me, and you may have seen it at the Plain Dealer yesterday, they're working on a new school funding project program, because I think it's probably been 15, 20 years ago, our school funding was voted illegal.
I'd say it's been 20 years because
At
my
least
mother was
20.
on school board.
Okay, and they finally come up with a plan. I guess it's got to get passed tomorrow, but if it goes through, our school district will gain almost $2,000 per pupil, which would be great. Help teach these kids and do other programs and stuff. So that was good news. Also, there's I know it doesn't apply to anybody here, but suspended license program, amnesty program, that if your license was taken away, you have until July 31st to go to court, and they will work out a deal for you and maybe even forgive the fines. I didn't realize if you lose your license, it's pretty expensive to get it back, over $1,000. And for somebody that has their license taken away and they need their vehicle to get to work, this could be a very important thing. So if you know anybody in that case, our court has been dealing with this, and everybody comes into court, they do get a letter on eligibility and all that stuff. So it's a good thing for those people to get themselves to be productive back in the workforce. So if you know anybody that has a license problem, they can get a hold of our court and they will help them out. Tomorrow, the state is voting on the first part of the budget. Big thing in there was the gas tax. The governor proposed 18 cents a gallon, which myself and most of the mayors here in Northeast Ohio, we have supported, because we need it. It will go to funding for our roads and our bridges. Then the House or the Senate countered with 6 cents a gallon, which that would allow us to fill potholes. That's about all the money we get out of that. Then it went back to 10.5 cents, and then it's at around 9 cents now, which 9 cents is nonsense. I hate to talk about raising taxes, but all of our bridges in the state of Ohio are rated F. They're ready to, some of them are ready to fall down. We need the funding to get those things fixed. And I mean, it wouldn't be a windfall for us, but it didn't matter what, about 18 cents was about 200,000, 250, which we could do some stuff with that. So the 9 cents will be half that. Again, 125,000. We're not going to get a lot of streets fixed. But so they're voting on that tomorrow. Let's hope they come to their senses down there. Many of the people are voting against the 18-cent tax, not because they don't like it or don't think we need it. They think it'll hurt them to get reelected. To me, that is just a horrible reason to vote against something. If it's something that the state needs and we need, you vote for it and you pass it. I mean, 18 cents, I don't want to pay that, but it's a few bucks a month that you're going to pay extra depending on how much you drive. and I would gladly pay that. I think it's about $18 a month that the 18 cents comes to. I mean, I'll send the governor $20 every month if it's gonna get our bridges, drive across Northfield Road and see if that doesn't need to be fixed. So, if you have any contact with your reps and senators down there, call them tonight, first thing in the morning, tell them, go back and pass that 18 cents. We need that. We need a lot more than that. But for somebody to vote on it just because they're worried about their reelection in November, I think that's a very poor excuse to vote down something that's so needed. Our bridges are bad shape and our roads, so if you can call anybody, please do. And I think that's about, at our ward meeting, I mentioned that the census coming up, and I'll bring this up at our next 2 ward meetings. 2020 is our next census, and it's really, really important to the cities that we get an accurate count. There's so much writing on what the census tells people. Number of senators we get, number of representatives, stuff like that. Money that comes to us in grants and federal projects, it's based off the census, so we need an accurate count to count everybody. And one thing I did mention, they are looking for 450,000 people to be census takers and to follow up for the people that don't fill out the census. And you'll certainly hear more about it as the year goes, because it'll start 1 year from today is when the census is going to start. But it's very important to get the information out there. It is confidential. They can't give any of your information to anybody, even to another government entity. So you don't have to worry about that. I think the law says it's confidential for the next 72 years. So I know I won't have to worry about anybody getting it. I might be a little short of that. And so nobody can get your information, no matter what you put on there. But again, it is so important to our cities to get the right information so we can get what's due to us. And but if you want a job as a census taker, I don't know the official name they give them, but it's 2020census.gov/jobs. And I guess they're gonna pay a nice little fee, a nice little summer job for you to go around and knock on some doors and get some information. So again, you'll be hearing a lot more about census as it goes up. It's gonna be the largest government mobilization outside of a war that we've ever had. 450,000 people out there. So keep your eye open for that, and please answer it as best you can. And something we haven't had in a long, long time, we have no new business tonight. It's been quite a while, which is okay. We can all go home early tonight. I can get some dinner.
Here, just one clarification on that license suspension issue. What the court will do is direct people who have issues with their license to the Bureau of Motor Vehicles to see if they qualify for a fee reduction. The fees that they're talking about are the reinstatement fees, not the court costs or the fines. So if you want to save a step, you could direct them to the Bureau of Motor Vehicles. But if anybody has any questions, I'm sure that you could direct them to the court, and they'll be happy to point them in the right direction as well.
Thank you. And so it brings us to the hearing of citizens. If you wish to speak, please come forward, state your name, your address, and your comment.
Jim Slifka, 130 Grand Boulevard. This is part of a two-part question, they're related. Our truck stop up there by Northfield and Rockside, I know it's continuing to grow in size. I counted 38 trucks there last weekend. I just rolled by there now, and there's about 23 trucks. My wife is asking, where do these drivers all go to the bathroom? Okay, and second part of the question is further down on Rockside. It's all about appearance, people driving through the city, down Rockside. There must have been some sort of accident between the Circle K there and the DMV. A lot of fencing's been taken out, and for a while, because I ride my bike there about once a week, and it was still all over the sidewalk. Someone had moved it back down, but who's responsible for all that? Is that city property or is that the homeowner?
Well, it's both.
It was a road rage.
Yes, the city put that in originally, and we've been dealing with it. The city manager has, we're waiting for insurance.
That area is always a trashy area.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's-
I think,
And we've had kids up there, the diversion program, pick up trash and all that, but yeah, it's kind of a hidden area, nobody can see you when you're driving up that little corridor, so people throw stuff out, and it makes me crazy.
And what about with the truck stop?
And the truck stop, we have met with the owner of the property there and asked for his help putting up some barricades and stuff to try to keep them out of there. It's private property, so they have to deal with it. If our police catch somebody, they get them, and our city manager saw a truck pull in and he stopped the guy and said, hey, you can't park here, and the guy left. Truckers, they see a spot and they need somewhere to park their trucks. I mean, it's not a beef against them, they're looking for something
Right,
convenient.
but then the
and
word
somebody
gets-
picks them up and they go home.
But the word gets around on the
But
CB,
it-
hey, you park
they
here,
get
that's
out
why
there
it's
and-
more and more.
Yeah, and so we're fighting it because it's just tearing up the lot. And we asked we had a meeting with Mr. Simon from Simon Supermarket that is gonna go in up there. He's bought all the equipment, he bought new flooring, they're starting to work on all that stuff. He's looking for one last piece of the funding, and when he gets that, he said it'll be up and running in 4 months. So, and we've asked him if he could put some barricades up to keep him out, but he needs them to get his trucks in to go work on his property. So as soon as one truck gets in, and there's signs up there, and we're asking him to put new signs, because it is private property. Not a lot we can do unless we catch them. Anything to add to that, Jim?
just about the fence issue, because of the age of the fence, that the insurance companies don't want to pay very much money, so it may fall back on the homeowner to repair them, or they may want to send it to their insurance company. So we're exploring whether or not, what the cost would be to fix the fence and whose responsibility it is, and hopefully we'll have an answer in the near future here, but something will be done.
Vicki Adams Cook, branch manager at the Southeast Branch, Cuyahoga County Public Library. You'll be seeing a lot more of me lately because somebody poached our teen librarian. So we have a new one. I'm sure she did a wonderful job for you all. We love having her. She's doing a great job for us. So we have new personnel over at the library. We have adult services assistants. I don't know how many of you knew or remember Kay Martin, but she had the nerve to retire. So we replaced her with Christy Sturba. If you get a chance, stop in and meet her. She's wonderful. Her specialty is adult services with senior citizens. So we expect her to just pick right up where Kay left off. And we're still looking for a replacement for Sarah. We have a temporary acting person, Tessa Barr. She was already within our library system. She's great with teens. She'll be working with all of our programs. We do the 1, 2, 3 Read, Kids Cafe, the Homework Center, the STEAM, and the STEAM, our summer camps. And remember to sign up as soon as registration opens because we get so many people that a lot of our children get locked out. So sign up early. And also I want to say thank you for all of your support. We appreciate the auxiliary and the regular police walking through and doing pass-bys. It's helped us a lot. And I think it makes our library a more friendlier place, a more safer place, and citizens are used to seeing, coming in and saying hi. So that's all I have today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
My name name's David Presby. I live on 43 First. I'm just here to find an update on the return of streetlights for First Avenue. The only thing I've been hearing is like a runaround, just little stories. Is there any update?
Yeah, I believe the city manager already addressed that.
Yes, but I heard nothing. What was his reason? Anything? We were removed by the city in the past? and
No,
we're
we
looking because of that.
don't remove streetlights. We're not allowed to remove.
They were removed. I lived on that street over 99% of my life. And I remember them being removed by the city.
We can't touch them. You have to contact CEI.
Well, CEI told me last year, even this year, it's up to the city. All they are is the supplier.
We can recommend, but we can't touch them. And they have the ultimate, they're the ones that do it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Lily Elmore, 33 Floor Drive, Bedford. I have a question. Somebody hit a pole on my street, the corner of my street, with my sign, street sign. Has not been replaced. It'll be replaced soon.
Hopefully I turned that in, and it should be. I don't know if it had anything to do with the weather or anything like that, but they're aware of it. But you know what, thanks for bringing it up, because I'll turn it in again.
My family members was coming to visit me,
They don't know where your street is.
They don't know where my street is.
But what's turned in, and sometimes, usually they're pretty good about it, it could be because of the weather, but like I said, I'll turn it in again. Usually I'll come in on Tuesday mornings and pretty much every day,
Is that
I
hit
can
by-
tell you I'm in here.
Is that hit by an automobile?
Yes.
Yeah.
When was that done, please?
It was like
It's been a while.
last month.
No, it was a little bit
It was
more
about
than that.
last month sometime.
2 to 4
No.
weeks. All right, I'll
Yeah,
look
but-
into it.
Somebody knocked the pole, then they cut the pole down and took the sign off.
They should replace
Yeah,
it.
we'll get that,
We'll have to
look
look
at
and
that.
see who did
Okay.
that. And
John will find out why it hasn't been up yet.
I do know that our service director had pneumonia and he was out for like a week.
Yeah, and I think that's what's gonna happen. I spoke to Sean about it too, but I'll turn it in again tomorrow or remind him to
John's
do it.
got it.
That's
So
on
John, you got it
floor,
down,
yeah.
thanks. Yeah, 33 floor.
33
right in
floor.
front of the
What's the, where's the side? Floor?
Floor and Broadway,
Broadway on
right at
the
the
end.
corner, yes. And I have another question. I saw something in the paper about a nuisance law. Could you explain that to me?
Johnny?
The criminal nuisance ordinance. Someone filed suit alleging that it's
I
unconstitutional.
don't think you should talk about just the ordinance itself.
Yeah, the ordinance is, if someone, if the police after the police have tried to mediate the situation, if there continues to be problems at a residence or an apartment, they'll notify the owner to, see if they can rectify the problem. If they can't, then, the city may assess, a fee for having to repeatedly go out there and try to.
Well, I heard that they weren't coming out to help single women. If single women would call, the police would come out to help. And I'm like, what kind of ordinance is this? I just needed to
No, it's not true.
get a clarification of
Oh,
this.
yeah, no, absolutely call the police if anything should happen. That's not the ordinance at all.
Okay. I have one more thing, then I'm done. Okay, I have a lot of dogs on my street. I don't have a pet. And I don't mind people having pets, but they're dumping in my yard. What do I do about it?
And again, if you have a dog, you have to pick up after them. If you see that, call the police. That's all they're doing it.
Do I take pictures of a person?
You could do that.
I can also tell our dog, our animal warden to pay more attention to that area.
Yeah. Do you have them? Service departments have signs you could put in your log. PUP, yeah, pick up, you know what, and,
Okay.
but yes, you can call the police on that. They have to pick up if your dog does something in somebody's yard, yeah.
I know,
Go to
it's hard
work.
to-
And then
Yeah,
when
I know,
come home,
and,
I have somebody doing my yard and they're constantly saying, do you have a dog? I was like, no.
yeah, I know. it's just
Everybody on my street has a
aggravating.
dog but me. And I try to keep my yard together.
It's a problem, and we can ask the animal warden and the police to, just to keep an eye out, if they see somebody, they can ticket them. I know that's a problem, when I
Yeah.
built my house and on Archer there, and it was a vacant lot for years, and built the house, put in the lawn, and people were still walking their dogs in my yard. I said, what are you doing? You know, and he said, well, we always did it. I said, "Yeah, but now my house is a good camp."
Right.
And,
Thank you all.
it's a problem, we'll notify
Okay,
the PD.
thanks.
Anyone else? Yes.
Connie Wagner Francis, 194 Woodrow Avenue. I just purchased a home the 31st of October. Soon, just in the last few weeks, I've discovered that I have an illegal sanitary and storm. Right now, no one will take responsibility for it. $13,000 I'm looking at spending. Because it has, the whole back house has to be dug up underneath, because it's under the front porch. It is a pain in my tush right now. Why? And I'm just asking you all, because the water department was nice and showed me the documentation they had from Mr. Page, also the Purist. Nobody wants to take responsibility for this. But supposedly you all have said, the water department, and sent Mr. Page a letter, this is illegal. Where are my grounds, is what I'm trying to ask nicely with this whole situation. I've contacted my realtor, the realtor who sold me the home, the Purist. Of course, the Purist bought it as a foreclosure, Mr. Page. I have also now contacted the title department, not title department, I'm saying it right. I'm a little bit nervous, so please forgive me.
Okay.
The title department, to find out where I stand with this. Why, and I'm gonna ask you all, why are these homes being allowed to be sold if they have illegal things such as something like that in it?
I'm not familiar with, what's the address again?
194 Woodrow Avenue. I live in the house that is a Dutch colonial, that's right there, a block, one house off Lincoln.
I'll talk to the service director.
Well, I mean, I've gone over and met him, met some very, very nice people, but it's like, $13,000?
I really don't know anything about it, yeah,
No, I know you don't, but I'm just saying, that's really, it's sad
It's a
that.
lot, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even sure what it is, that's a problem, so.
Well, the problem is, it's under the front porch, it's an illegal tie. The drain, the sanitary, and the storm run into the same thing. I've had water backed up in the basement 3 times since I have lived there. I've now taken off one of the downspouts because it was running into that was the runoff water into the sewage. I've had clean water into the basement, 6 inches. Then I had a dirty water into the basement, another 4 inches. Not a nice way to welcome.
Have you contacted your insurance company?
Oh yes, they came out and they gave me $5,000, but $5,000 is not going to, they will not, of course, dig up the ground and everything that this has to be gone through now.
That's the limits of the policy, the 5,000.
Well, yeah, it was the maximum, it was just for damage inside the house. Of course, who thinks of taking an insurance policy to cover storm drains and everything like this? And also too, there's a rock out front of the property, so that's another, pier, I can use a better word than that, that covers up the, what's the thing to let,
To clean out?
thank you. It's been there for quite some time, previous owners. Why, I'm just asking you all, doesn't anybody check on this crap to get it fixed?
No, occasionally we've gone through neighborhoods and dye tested to find where these are. And generally it's up to the homeowner to get it fixed.
But what I'm asking you is when somebody comes to purchase a home, supposedly, doesn't the water, I'm not saying the water department didn't, but how far do they search into this? I'm just asking as a homeowner here. I love my home, please understand. I just didn't want to spend $13,000.
No, I totally understand. I really don't know. We'll check on it, the law
Yeah.
director will check on it. And,
Please.
If you want to contact them after the meeting and give them a phone number.
No, I love living in Bedford. It's a lovely community,
Thank you.
and that's just a
Yeah.
nuisance right now.
Oh, I'd say it's more than a nuisance.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of money, yeah.
And also to answer the question, there's a rain barrel program tomorrow in Macedonia. Rain barrels there, if you sign up, it's $50 and you get to take a class and everything on how to make a rain barrel.
Right.
Taking it tomorrow, because yes, I can have rain barrels in my backyard.
Good.
So that's the one good thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, have a motion for adjournment. Spink, second by Janutus. Call the roll, please.
Cochi?
Yes.
Mezak?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you all for coming.